everybody. This is Carlos N1CBM, and we are here for the Youth Net number 129 of September 26, 2025. Couple of announcements here. I'm pretty sure you guys already know it, but the text line 716-317-9050. You put your call sign in, and Vicky will put you in the logs. You avoid all the pileups. Also, we have a newer system for the check-ins, which is an email version of the text line. Text at ECR.radio. Again, text at ECR.radio. You put your call sign in the body or in the title, and we'll do the same for you guys. You avoid all those pileups, and Vicky will put you on the logs. I see that we have already 5 check-ins via text for the log, and the question of the night is, what's your favorite board game? That's a cool question. What's your favorite cool board game? Now we're going to go for some mobile check-ins for YouthNet number 129. Come with your call signs twice and slow, please.
KF8ESN, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Sierra November.
Any other candidates for the ECR Youth Net number 129? Come on up there, hit the mic button and get your calls on the log for these kids.
K4PJM, K4PJM.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Foxtrot Whiskey Bravo 8, Foxtrot Whiskey Bravo.
Any in and outs for the Youth Net tonight? The shy ones, you can come and say IO. We'll put you in the logs for the numbers.
India 4, November, Hotel, Quebec.
K6GBZ, Kilo 6, Golf Bravo Zulu.
We got it, Vicky. Vicky figured it out. KI4NHQ. Thanks for waving a hand, Karen. Okay, we'll work with this list, and from the bottom up, I'm recognizing K6GBZ, Tom, WB8FWB, Jeff, KQ4GLY, Chris, K4PJM, Perry, KF8ESN, Patrick, AI5YA, Chris, KQ4UPK, Chris, AK4G, Jim, KQ8U, Bob from Ecorse, Michigan, KD3AJN, Anna from Beaver, Pennsylvania, and I'm going to send it over now to one of our net controllers. It's going to be Ivan, KE2EGF. Ivan, you have the con.
Good evening, everybody. This is Ivan, KD2EGF. I live in Gasport, New York here, 20 miles about east of the Niagara Falls. Famous Niagara Falls, and I am 11 years old. We're going to be starting off the net for tonight for the first time in a while. So, first we're going to go off to KD3, AJN, Anna in Beaver, Pennsylvania. Down to you. The question of the night is, what is your favorite board game?
Good evening, Ivan, and everyone else on the net tonight. My board game was always Monopoly. Have a good night, KB3, KJN.
Yeah, roger that, Anna. Yeah, honestly, my favorite board game is probably going to be Clue. It's like a murder mystery board game. I think it's pretty fun. I always like playing it with the family. But I also like Guess Who. That's another fun one. Battleship. There's a lot of good board games out here. This one was actually really hard for me to decide. I also really like Yahtzee, too. I like family board games where the whole family is playing a lot. Alright, now to pass on down to KQ8U via the text line. Bob in Ecorse, Michigan.
Good evening, Ivan, and the rest of the Youth Net. My favorite board game would be Monopoly. Everybody have a good weekend. You're doing a fine job. KQ8U, back to net.
Is that Bob? Yeah, I know Monopoly pretty well. I like to play it, but I just don't have the board game. I have it at my aunt's house, so I think it's pretty fun. It probably would be one of my favorites, especially the Buffalo, New York version. That has all the Buffalo stuff in it, because I live in Buffalo. Well, not near there, but, well, I'm very close to Buffalo, so, yeah, so yeah, that's a very fun edition of the game. I like all the little, special editions they make of it. Anyways, 73 to you, Bob, and I think Monopoly is going to be a very common choice for this. Anyways, now we're going to go on down to AK4G, Jim in Jacksonville, Florida.
Good evening, Ivan, and everyone on the Youth Net. I don't know if you know this board game or not, Ivan. It's kind of an older one. I'm 66. I started playing it when I was 5 years old because it was kind of a no-brainer, kind of simple marble type of board and everything. It was called Aggravation, and I just wanted to be different because I think you're going to get a lot of Monopoly answers tonight. 7-3, everyone. Have a super fantastic weekend. Till next week, AK4G.
Roger that, Jim. Yeah, I just looked it up online. I don't recognize the name, but I do recognize the picture. Yeah, anyway, 73 to you. We're going to actually get our one mobile now. Don't want him to get decimated before I get down to him. So, KFA-ESN, Patrick in Oak Harbor, Ohio. My bad. Please come now. Patrick, I think you're coming out of range here. Would you mind trying to come back again with your answer there? You're slightly fading out of range, and I also think you got a lot of random transmissions over your thing there. Please come back. Alright, KFA-ESN, Patrick, we are unable to copy you, so we're just going to move along, but you are checked into the net tonight. Anyways, now we're going to pass on down to KQ4 UPK, Chris in Hollywood, Florida.
Amazing job, I have to let you know. You're a natural, man. I would say my favorite board game would probably be, let's see, I'm gonna say, shoot, I'm gonna go with Mousetrap. That'd be my favorite.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, Mousetrap is a very good one. I was actually just waiting for someone to say that. That's another one I really like playing. See, I got all these board games, I just forget about them. I've got some that, like, you gotta fight, and it's like this squirrel one. And you have to fight people, like, with your hands, not like a physical fight, but just try to grab it the fastest. And sometimes people, sometimes you get scratched with someone else's nails when you're reaching for the acorns, but anyways, now we're passing down to AI5YA, Chris in Andrews, Texas. Please come now.
Good afternoon, Ivan and everybody else on the net. This is Alpha India 5 Yankee Alpha in Andrews, Texas. I believe Clue would be my choice. It makes you think. Anyways, good job grubbing the net, and I'll stick around for a little while. And then I gotta check in for some VE testing. I'm an online VE tester, so I'll be headed that way shortly. Have a good evening. Alpha India 5 Yankee Alpha.
Yeah, roger that, Chris. 73 to you, and you have a good one there, and good luck with the VE testing. I've seen some people do it, and it does kind of look a little hard. Anyways, 73 to you. Now we're going to send them to K4 PJM, Perry in Leesburg, Florida. Question of the night is, what is your favorite board game? Please come now.
Well, good evening, Ivan. Doing a great job, as usual. I'm a little conflicted tonight. I really have an issue, because I'm up into my, don't tell anybody, up to my 70s. But I have got a wonderful little granddaughter, 5 years old, that loves to come over and play games at our house. And I would give out the one with the big M on it, but I have to, even though it's not a board game, it's a card game, she likes to play Uno a lot. So, in honor of that little sweet 5-year-old girl, I have to go with Uno as my answer, because that's what we play with almost all the time at our house. You're doing a great job. Thank you, K4 PJM. Back to net.
Yeah, 73 to you, Perry. Yeah, Uno's a very good card game. Me and my friends play that a lot. We also play this one called Garbage. I have no idea how to play it, but my friends play it a lot. I don't really know how to play it, but they do. So, I think it's like, you have to have like little money cards for it, and I think it's like a Monopoly style game. But anyways, now we're going to down to KQ4 GLI, Chris in Parrish, Florida. Please come out.
Favorite game is, the old game is called Stratego.
Yeah, roger that, Chris. 73 to you. Now I can pass that down to WVH, Foxtrot Whiskey Bravo, Jeff in Romulus, Michigan.
Well, good evening to everybody on the Youth Net. Just a little update on my location. It's not been updated here as yet, but I'm now in Fostoria, Ohio, Northwest Ohio now, instead of Michigan. I moved about a month ago. And let's see, very difficult for me to decide because I have many favorite board games. But number one right now, I have to say, is Trivia Pursuit. I love playing trivia. I watch all the trivia games on television as well. Followed by the good old standard Monopoly. I like both of them because of the competition and the competitive edge that I have. I play very aggressively. So back to the net. Everybody, have a good evening.
Roger that, Jeff. Yeah, I play very aggressively too. I've made people quit board games sometimes, so yeah, yeah. Anyways, yeah, trivia is a very fun one. Me and my family play that religiously, so that's a very fun one. We get very competitive over that. Although it's not really a board game, it's more of like a card game. We have like versions of trivia. I think we have this one called, what is it? Brainiac, the Brainiac game, and you're trying to fill out the word smart by doing trivia. So that's more of a board game style thing. We really like that. Trivia is one that I do get competitive at, though. Like any other board game, but yeah. Now I go back on down to K6 GBT, Tom and Cameron Park, California. Please come now.
Good evening, Ivan and the Net. This is K6 GBZ. As a kid, it would be Operation, and as an adult, it would be Clue. Back to the Net.
Yeah, roger that, Tom. Yeah, Clue. Well, yeah, Clue is a very good one as well as Operation. So yeah, those are both very great board games. Yeah, now go back on down to N3 DQD, Ray in Beaver, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, good evening, Ivan. I would have to say my favorite game is a game called Wahoo, which is probably similar to Sorry or the other marble game that the individual mentioned quite a few callers back. You roll a dice and you move your men around the board, and the idea is to send other people home before they have a chance to get their pieces all around the board to win the game. So that's my choice. Back to Net. This is M3DQD.
Yeah, roger that, Ray. Is that Trouble you're playing there? Sorry, I missed that. Back to you. Yeah, is that Trouble you're talking about? Yeah, I know. I've played a game just like that. It's called Trouble. It's very similar to Sorry. Back to you.
Yes, it's very similar to both of those, although the name it was given to me when the board was given to me when I was when I was a child, which was a very long time ago. They called it Wahoo, and that's what I've always called it. The nice thing is that you can play it with a 4-year-old or a 90-year-old. It doesn't matter. It doesn't require skill. It's just the roll with the dice. This is N3DQD.
Oh, yeah, I get that now, Ray. Yeah, I looked up a picture online, and I see it, and yeah, that's a very, what should I call it? That's a very classic one. I have seen it a lot before. I just didn't realize it was named Wahoo. Yeah, Trouble is pretty cool. It's like that, but it actually looks exactly like that. It's not made out of wood. It's a different style board, and there's a little popper in the middle where you push it down and it rolls the dice around in there. So the dice can't escape. I like Trouble because it's like a good on-the-go board game if you have to, because you can't just have the dice escape on you. So, anyways, now we're passing down to N1CBM, Carlos in Hollywood, Florida.
Hello again, Ivan. This is N1CBM with third-party traffic.
Good evening. My name is Alex, and my favorite board games are Sorry and Clue. N1CBM, back to Net.
End of third-party traffic.
Roger that, guys. Clue is definitely a very good game. That's one of my favorites. Yeah, so sending to you, Carlos and Alex. Hope you guys have a good one. Actually, I'm going to pass it back to Carlos here, so that he can give me some more check-ins. Back to you, Carlos.
All right, Ivan, that was a pretty good first round. For the second round, we're going to remind you guys that the text line for the text check-in, 716-317-9050, and the email is text at ecr.radio. You put your call sign in there, and Miss Vicky will put you on the logs. We're ready for a second round of check-ins for the Youth Net number 129. Please come with your call signs twice and slowly.
KO4CLD, KO4CLD.
Kilo 2, Charlie Mike Tango. Kilo 2, Charlie Mike Tango.
Kilo
NWH, N2BH, W2,
Quebec 4, Papa Oscar Kilo.
K4 GDS, K4 GDS.
KE0GKF, KE0GKF.
Yankee Sierra, Juliet, Opel in and out.
PY2 BIL, Papa Yankee 2, Bravo, India Lima.
Yankee Bravo Sierra. Victor Alpha 3, Yankee Bravo Sierra.
All right, that's a pretty good second round of check-ins right there. From the bottom up, I'm recognizing VA3YBS, Bill. PY2BIL, another Bill in Sao Paulo, Brazil. N6QDY, David. 4G1NYS, Stephen from Batangas. That's in and out. Thanks for poking your head in and saying hello. KE0GKF, the Jeff, one of the controllers for the Morning Brews on Mondays and Fridays. K4GDS, Gil. W2RBC, Randy. And I have a KQ4POK. I think we got it right, but I want to verify that call sign, the KQ4POK. Can you come back with your call sign? Yes, that was Kilo, Quebec 4, Papa Oscar Kilo. KQ4POK. All right, Gonzo, it was KQ4POK. We had 2 4s there. We figured it out. Hang tight. We'll come back to you. Bill, the man with 2 Harleys, and 2BH, K2CMT, Mike, and KO4CLD, Micah from Tuscumbia, Alabama. We're going to send it back to Ivan for a 3 or 4, maybe 5 check-ins of this list, and then he's going to send it over to Grayson, KG4BUT. Once again, Ivan, I'm turning it back to you.
Yeah, thanks there, Carlos. So we definitely got a good list here tonight. We're already at 26 check-ins with some good DX. Yeah, we got Philippines and Brazil there, so that's pretty good DX-wise. So anyways, we're going to start off this list with Micah, KO4CLD, in Tuscumbia, Alabama. Question tonight is, what is your favorite board game? Please come now.
My favorite board game is Clue. It makes you think, but I don't know why it's my favorite board game, because sometimes I don't have a clue. But that is my favorite board game. KO4CLD, back to net.
33 there, Micah. Actually, Clue is at 16.7% of our net voted Clue, and 25% of our net voted Monopoly. So it'll actually tie them there with Clue and Monopoly if we get one more person saying Clue. So we'll see if Clue gets more. That'll be interesting. Anyways, we're going to send down to K2CMT, Mike in Devery, Florida. Please come now.
Good evening, Ivan. You're doing a fine job there, son. I want to show my age, like most of us on here, but majority, I think, will rule that when you're old enough to remember the childhood games and the board games, that's when you played them when you were children more so than adults. They've been
but Monopoly is going to be my board game of choice. This is K2CMT, back to net control.
Alright, 73 Mike, for that answer, it looks like Clue is not going to overtake Monopoly. Anyways, have a good one, Mike. 73 now we're going to send down to N2VH, Bill in Palmyra, New York. By the way, out of this whole list here, you have the most check-ins. Congratulations. Down to you, Bill.
Well, good evening, Ivan, Carlos. Thank you very much. I'm going to be different and go with Scrabble. Not only do you keep your mind busy trying to think of words, you're trying to figure out strategy to get the most points out of it. Doing a great job. Have a good weekend. N2BH.
Yeah, that is a really good classic there, Bill. I'm actually really surprised that no one said that tonight. I do like playing Scrabble. That's a good one. Now we're pressing down to KQ4, POK, Gonzo, in Winter Springs, Florida. Question tonight is, what is your favorite board game? Please come now.
Good evening, Ivan, and everyone on the Youth Net. I'm going to have to pick Clue. I really like playing that game. Whenever I get a chance, I either like to play either Colonel Mustard or Professor Plum. Those are my two favorite characters. So back to net control, this is KQ4, POK, we're clear.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, I usually either do Mr. or Professor Plum or Mr. Green. One of those. My dad always does Colonel Mustard, and my mom always does the one blonde one. I forget what it is, but yeah. Not the blonde one, the one with black hair. That girl. I forget what it is. My sister always does the blonde one. Anyways, I'm going to say 73 to Gonzo. Now I'm going to send down to W2 RBC, Randy in West Seneca, New York. Please come now.
Good evening, Carlos, Grayson, Ivan, and everyone on the Youth Net. I haven't played a board game for quite a long time. When I did, my favorite was Scrabble. It's sort of a crossword game. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Back to net control, 73 to all, W2 RBC.
Right, yeah. Thanks for Scrabble, Randy. Scrabble is definitely another good one. Yeah, that is nice. I'm thinking here. Now we're seeing that it may overtake Clue. Scrabble may. It's coming up on them. Yeah, well, that'd be kind of funny if it overtook Monopoly. Anyways, North Western down to KQ4 GDF. Gil in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, I've been doing a great job there, and it's been like a trip down memory lane listening to all these games, but I'm going to throw a new one in there. Always enjoyed playing a strategy game by the name of Othello. And that was when you had black circles and white circles, and you tried to trap your opponent and convert them to yours. It was very challenging. Still enjoy playing it occasionally. K4 GDS back to that.
Alright, good. 73 to Gil. Now give us a none to KE0 GKF, Chef in Bellevue, Nebraska. The question tonight is, what is your favorite board game?
Good morning. I'm so used to saying it on the net, I'm sorry. Good evening, Ivan, and everyone on the net. We were outdoor kids when we played, when we were young all the time. We were always outside. So the times we played board games, we played a couple of different ones. One I'm going to go with tonight, nobody said yet, I think, is Chutes and Ladders. You might look up that one. So you roll the dice, and you take your game piece up to the top of the end of the game, and then you hit these slides, and you go back down to the bottom. We ended up getting so with that game we could never finish as kids. We ended up throwing our game pieces at each other, and
running back outside and blowing up that cardboard game board with firecrackers and playing the rest of the evening. Back to you, Ivan.
Roger that, Jeff. Well, the firecracker part sounds good. Yeah, Truth and Ladder's a pretty good game. I always play it with my sister because it's pretty simple, but it gets boring sometimes. I've played some games that are kind of crazy before, in terms of like complex-wise, so when I see that, I usually find it a little simple and kind of boring, so yeah, anyways, it is fun though when you have like 4 players playing though. Anyways, 73 to you, Jeff, and have a good one. The DX is in and out here, 4G1 NYS, Steven. And I'm probably going to pass on down to Grayson here to start off with N6QEY, KC4BUT. This is KE2, EGF. Take it, Grayson.
Alrighty, thank you, Ivan. This is Grayson, KG4BT, and I'll be your net control operator for the last 30 minutes of Coast Reflector Youth Net. So I'm going to go down, finish it with K0, GKF, Jeff from Bellevue, and Nebraska, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's okay. I'll go again. Hey, everybody, how you doing? This is Jeff. I get to go twice. I'm just kidding, Grayson. Ivan just called me. But Vicky, while you're listening, if you're back there, I tried on the text line twice and wasn't getting a confirmation response. So if you're not getting anything from the text line, it may be that. KE0GKF. Back to you, Grayson.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I'm just now realizing, yeah, you have your answer down. Oh yeah, going to 4G1 NYS, Stephanie from Batang City, Batang, Philippines. Okay, you were in and out. Thanks for lending a hand. That's it. Next up, N6QDY, David from Sacramento, California.
Hey, Grayson. Good job, Ivan. The 3 amigos -1. River is out on assignment, I guess. Okay, well, I'm going to be the odd duck here. I actually have 2 of them, but I'll just pick the one. One was backgammon, and then the other one was checkers. So, anyways, those are my favorites. Hey, thanks for everybody in the Zoom control room. Carlos, thanks for doing what you're doing. And back to you, Grayson. Good job. N6QDY.
Alrighty, 742 David. Next up, PY2BIL, Bill from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Hey, Grayson. Thanks for taking the net. So, put me down for Scrabble. All-time favorite for me. This is PY2BIL, back to net.
Alrighty, 742 Bill. Next up, DA3YBS, Bill again, from Dunsville, Ontario, Canada.
Jason, and thanks for doing the net tonight. You're doing a great job. I think back to when I was young, the game I used to play the most and I really liked was Monopoly. We used to have Monopoly games that went on for hours and hours and even into the next day. And it's a game that teaches you a lot about everything, about handling money, about life in general, and about the people that you're playing the game with. I just wanted to add, I have a son who's 48 years old, and he has a game that he loves. It's called Catan, and it's too complicated for me, so I'm going to stick with Monopoly for my answer. This is VA3YBS. Back to you, Grayson.
Alrighty, some please too, Bill. Next up, KD3 ATQ, Jim from Eastern Pennsylvania.
That is correct, Grayson. Easton, Pennsylvania. You guys are doing a great job. Good evening to Grayson and Ivan and Vicky and the rest of the Youth Net. The only board game I play and I love to play is chess. I haven't heard that. Maybe you guys aren't counting that as a board game, but that's the only board game I enjoy. Back to you, Grayson, KD3 ATQ.
Let's just say we count anything as still as a board game here. Well, I don't want, I guess. Simply you, Jim. Next up, KD2 EDS, Small from M. O'Neill.
Good evening, Grayson, Carlos, and the rest of the group. My favorite board game, and again, the similar answer to the last gentleman, not sure if you call it a board game, but chess. I love chess. It was a great game that makes you think a little bit. I've always enjoyed it. You guys have a great evening. KE2 EDS.
Some please to Mark. Next up, WB2 JPQ, Dick from Eldon, New York.
Good evening, Grayson. I think we had a chessboard around the top. I'm glad, around the house. I'm glad Jim said that. I probably moved the chess players 2 or 3 times in my life. I was too busy to sit down and play board games. Never got into any games. Never played a game on the computer to this day. Back to you, Grayson, and or a board game. This is WB2JPQ.
Some please to Dick. Next up, I'm gonna hand it back over to Carlos to get more check-ins.
Well, that was a great second round, everybody. Grayson and Ivan, you're doing an awesome job. And may I remind everybody that the text line is available for your check-ins, 716-317-9050, and you can do the same via email at text@ecr.radio. Just put your call sign in the body of the email or the text, and Vicky will put you in the logs. Now let's try to keep that good spirit with the third round of check-ins. Everybody, anywhere, come with your call signs twice and slow, please.
K-8-BYU. K-8-BYU.
K7FPS.
I think I got doubled with again. N0MSS. KD4, RHL. November 1, Whiskey, Echo, Bravo. November 1, Whiskey, Echo, Bravo.
Anybody else for the third round of check-ins for the Youth Net number 129? Please come with your call signs twice and slow. Any in and outs for Youth Net number 129. Well, we'll take this list, and we have from the bottom up N1 WEB Web, KJ4 RHL Rufus, and you're new to the net. You have a good email in QR set, so the system will generate a welcome letter and give you all the details about the East Coast Reflector. Thanks for checking in. Hold on, we'll get back to you. N0 MSS Ross, K7 FPS Fred, KA8 BYU Roy in Glassville, New York, and at the bottom just checked in via text line K4 PJM Perry. Want to send it back to Grayson for this short list. Grayson, you have the con.
Yeah, hold on. Just give me a sec. Yeah, I just closed out my Chrome on accident. Hold on. Okay, here. Just give me a... hold on. Okay, here you go. Yeah. KD8 BYU Roy from Backstone, New York. I can go.
Grayson, everybody else on the Youth Net, KA8 BYU. My favorite, you think my battleship. I always love that game. Back to you.
Alright, some police to you. Next up, K7 FPS, flight from Reno, Nevada.
Hey Grayson, Carlos, Vicky, and everyone on the net. I'm going to go as a backgammon. I love to just play with it and see what you can do with the roles that you're dealt. Anyway, K7 FPS, back to net.
Alright, some police to flood. Next up, N0 SS, Ross from Lansing, North Dakota.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Ross here in Wahpeton, North Dakota. I think the first board game I learned to play was checkers. I don't know if I've heard anybody say that one. And that Trouble was always a fun one, too. I learned that as a youngin' there. But sometimes you gotta risk it all and try and conquer the world. I haven't heard anybody say risk yet either, so that was always a fun one for me, and I'm gonna stick with risk.
Ross. Next up, KJ4 RHL Rufus. No, Rufus. From Livingston, Texas.
Well, my apologies, Grayson and Miss Vicky. I'm really going to have to work on my enunciation because we seem to miss the second letter there all the time. It's D Delta, Kilowatt Delta 4, or Romeo H Hotel Lima. My siblings and I used to love to play that game Trouble. That's probably one of my favorite childhood games. KD4 RHL.
Some police to Ross. Next up, KD4 RHL, owner from Blunston, Florida.
That was your last, I just did that, Grayson, so I'll give it right back to you, KD4 RHL.
Right. Next up, N1 WEB, Web from Tennessee.
Thank you, Grayson, and good evening to the net. Boy, there's a lot of choices here. It's a difficult one. You know, one of my favorite old games is Parcheesi. A lot of people don't know that one, but I'm going to have to say Monopoly. Monopoly brings back the most memories, so put me down for that. Thanks for doing the net tonight, N1 WEB.
Alright, so please do the web. Sorry, Honest, I really can't remember what I just did like 2 seconds ago. Alright, next up, K4 PJM, Perry from Leesburg, Florida.
Well, good evening, Grayson and Vicky and everybody that signed in. I actually signed in twice, but I got yelled at bad because I had said what game my granddaughter loved, and I found out it was wrong. She likes Trouble. She's 5 years old, and I guess that game goes with her, Trouble. So we were okay. So my wife right here said I had to fix this. So I signed on. We're going with Trouble. Hope it's okay that we signed on twice. You're doing a fantastic job. K4 PJM, back to net.
Alrighty, so please do, Perry. Next up, ECR BR, Brian from Monticello, Kentucky.
Well, good evening, Grayson, Vicky, and everybody on the net. Excuse me. I, like one of the previous folks, I guess I'll nominate the Checkers. We can call that a board game. Close enough, I guess. Quick reason as to why, when I was growing up in the country, our neighbors were a couple. The husband was a Korean War vet and had a massive stroke when I was 2 or 3 years old and left him paralyzed down his right side, so he couldn't really get out anymore, and she took care of him until he passed away in January of '96. And but they raised me as their first grandchild, even though we wasn't related, and I called her Granny till the day she went home to be with her Lord. So checkers is one of the games that we played a lot of because it helped pass the time, and played a lot of hands of rook as well. But anyways, I'm going to have to go with checkers on that. I'll turn it back to you, Grayson. It's AC4BR.
Alrighty, so please do, Brian. Next up, let me hand it back over to Carlos to get more check-ins.
Well, thank you, Grayson. That was a good list, and we're having fun. We're going strong on net 129, the Youth Net 129 here for the kids, and we're going to go getting ready for a new round of check-ins after this short announcement here. Remember, the text line 716-317-9050. It seems to be pretty familiar to a lot of people now. And the email is text@ecr.radio. Just put your call sign in the body of either of those two systems, and Miss Vicky will put you in the logs. Anybody, anywhere, mobile stations, in and outs, aeronautical mobiles, submarine mobiles. If you're just eating and you have your radio on your side, let's check in. If you want to put your second favorite board game on the list, let's check in now. Round of check-in number 4. Call signs twice and slow, please.
KE2EHI, Kilo Echo Hotel India, mobile in and out.
So Juliet 5, Juliet Victor Victor, KJ5, JVV, Mark in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
KJ5 MLZ, KJ5 MLZ, in and out.
KE2 EGF, KE2 EGF.
Alpha 8, Whiskey India. Alpha 8, Whiskey India. KR4 DSN, KR4 Delta Sierra November. We still have plenty of time, so we're going to check in just another 10 minutes of the Youth Net. Let's try again and get more check-ins for this fourth round of check-ins. Youth Net number 129, twice on slow.
5 MNV, Kilo Juliet 5, Mike November Victor.
KE8 VLC, Kilo Echo 8, Victor Lima Charlie, and then out.
Okay, folks, let's work with this list here. We got KE8 VLC, thanks for waving a hand, Oliver. KJ5 MNV, Bernie. KR4 DSN, Nick from Fort Lauderdale, one of my neighbors here. AA8 WI, Bernie. KE8, KE2 EGF, Ivan, one of our net controllers right now. KJ5 MLZ. KD from Belchasse, Louisiana. Thanks for waving a hand. He's in and out. KJ5, JVV, Mark. And KE8, EHI. That's a hard call sign. Joe from Westfield, New York. Thanks for waving a hand. You were in and out also. Send it back to Grayson, KJ4BUT for this list. Grayson, you have it.
Alright, next up, 5 JVV, Mall from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you have 18 seconds, and I don't remember that.
Well, thank you, Grayson, for that number of check-ins. I didn't know I had that many. The board game I would pick would be Battleship, Electronic Battleship, and specifically, I really liked that game when I was younger, so that was the board game I liked. This is Kilo Juliet 5, Juliet Victor Victor. Back to you, Grayson.
Alright, some please to you, Mark. Next up, K2 EGF, Ivan from Gasport, New York. You have 30 seconds.
Good evening, Grayson. You're doing a fine job here tonight, and everyone else on the net. Hopefully everyone's having a good night here. Yeah, to answer the question, I'm going to say Clue. Although I do like a lot of board games, this was really hard for me to pick. I've been thinking about this question for like a week now, so, well, not really a week, 2 days more like, but yeah. Anyways, I'm going to say Clue. I actually think there's a lot of other games that I probably like more than that. I just cannot name them at the moment. So, anyways, I'm going to say 73, back to my control. This is Keaton 2, ECF.
Alright, some please to you, Ivan. Next up, 888 WI, Bonnie from Portsmouth, Ohio.
And then another one is Trivial Pursuit. So back to you, 73 to all, AA8 WI.
Alright, somebody please to you, Bonnie. Next up, KO4 Yes, Nick from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Listen, everybody on the net. Lots of good choices tonight, and I really love playing board games, so it's a hard decision. But the game that I've played the most in my life is Scrabble, so I'm going to have to go with that one. And if you're taking a second one, it would be Risk, which is a good strategy game. And just a funny thing, I like playing Clue too, but I would never choose that game because out of all the times I've played it, I've never won it once. Back to net control.
Listen, please see Nick. Next up, KJ5, MSMNV, Bonnie from Ganta. I don't know what LA is.
That's okay. You're doing a great job over there. This is KJ5MNV, Bernie from Gretna, Louisiana. And for your question, let's see, when I was probably your age, and I was on another net, so I'm coming back to this one. But I would have to say your age was probably Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I don't know if anybody said that yet, but yep, that's one from my childhood I certainly remember. Okay, thanks so much. Doing a great job. Take care. 73s, everybody. KJ5MNV. Back to net.
Alrighty, so please see Bonnie. Next up, KE8, VLC. Wait, coming out in and out. Okay, well, oh yeah. I guess I'll remember in seconds. Actually, I'll hand it back over to Carlos to call for in and out since it's 8:57 right now. So not many people are online right now. So gonna hand it back over.
Thank you very much, Grayson. Great job. Let's see, it's 8:57 as Grayson mentioned. Let's see if we get a couple of check-ins and in-and-outs, or a couple of check-ins who anybody who would like to put their board games on the logs and bump up those number of check-ins for the Youth Net number 129. Anybody anywhere? In-and-outs?
This is KE2 VCL, that's Kilo Echo 2, Bravo Charlie Lima. Name is Chris.
Juliet Papa Delta. Juliet Papa Delta. In and out. Move down for Rick.
Florida.
Alright, the last station there we only heard was Florida. If you key up and wait a couple of seconds before throwing your call sign in there, we'll get it for the logs. Back to you.
Echo Juliet Delta in Jacksonville Beach, Florida.
Alright, I think we're getting there. We're getting Echo Juliet Delta, EJD only. Let's try again. Couple of times. Twice and slowly, please.
Must be something wrong with this repeater. This is Kilo Romeo 4 Echo Juliet Delta. Kilo Romeo 4 Echo Juliet Delta in Jacksonville Beach, Florida.
Okay, we got you this time, Samuel. KR4 EJD. N2JPD Dennis from DPU, New York. He's waving a hand in and out. Thanks for being here. KE2 BCL, Chris, Glen Falls, New York. Get ready, you're next. And I'm going to send it back to Grayson. KJ4 BUT for these last two check-ins. This is Carlos and 1 CPM. You have it, Grayson.
Alrighty, thank you, Carlos. KE2BCL, Chris from Glen Falls, New York.
Grayson, you're doing, this is the first time I've listened to the Youth Net, really, in a long time, and I think you're doing a fantastic job. I think the question was about board games, and the one I remember the most, and we played the most as kids, was Monopoly. And so many memories of that in upstate New York where I live, and vacationing in northeast part of Vermont, too. We just played it everywhere, so that was great. I'm in Glens Falls. Great job tonight. This is KE2BCL. 73s, back to net.
Oh, yeah. The question of the night was, what is your favorite board game? Next up, N2, JP, Dennis from Depew, New York. You have one check-in from the last 90 net.
Good evening, SUGPD. I was an in and out, but I'll put me down for Risk is my favorite board game. We played that all the time. I can't remember how many days we would play that. Back to net.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that, but you got you. I got more people. Thank you, guys. KL4, EJD, Samuel from Jacksonville, Florida.
Hello there, this is Sam, Kilo Romeo 4, Echo Juliet Delta in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. I'm so glad I was able to stumble upon the Youth on the Air net, as I am also a youth on the air, trying to get more of our fellow youth on. My favorite game, at least board games, gotta be Scrabble and or Risk. Back to net. Thanks for running it today.
Alright, Simply Steve Samuel. Next up, it's 9:03, so I hand it back over to Carlos to end the net for me. Simply Steel, VT clear.
All right, Grayson, great job. And I would like to thank everybody who participated on net unit number 129 for September 26, 2025. The stats, we had 45 check-ins, and let me see if I can get it here. The one with the most options in the people who like, the people like Monopoly before everything else. It came in first place, then Scrabble, and after that, I think it's chess, tied on third with Battleship. Well, on behalf of Grayson, KJ4 BUT, Ivan, KE2 EGF, Vicky and the logs, KE8 VKY, and Dick, of course, WV2JPQ. This is Carlos, and once saying 7-3s. Thank you, everybody who participated. Good night, and have a great weekend.
Listening and monitoring.
KSA-ATC, repeater access test.
KJ5, KIE monitoring. Anyone out there on the old ECR?
Radio for Wild Cody.
KA4 USA. KA4 USA. Frank in the Horse City, capital of the world, Lexington, Kentucky. Go ahead.